As a designer, one of the challenges you're going to come across while designing is getting illustration packs that do not have everything you need in them. It's rare for you to find illustration packs that are perfect because unless they're custom made, because whoever designed the illustration pack basically would not envisage the scenario you want to use them on. So right now I have this illustration pack I am using for a project, and I am trying to see, oh, user, you can't perform this transaction because you have insufficient funds. You do not have funds in your wallet. But looking at this illustration pack, there's nothing that says that. So what do I do in this instance? This is where a designer has to be creative. You have to be able to pick one of the illustrations and work on it. So in this instance, I have looked for one, and this is the closest one to sending the message I want to send it. So I'm going to duplicate this and take it to the side just to, and then what I want to do now is remove all the elements that are not important to me in this. This is basically an illustration that shows a lady with a wallet and some coins. So I do not need the lady is not important. I just need one coin. I do not need the effects. I will take out the effects too. And then the coin, I just need one coin. So I take out the 2 coins and leave just one. I also do not need the wings on the coin, so I'm going to take out the wings on the coin. And all I just have to do is select the 2 coins and remove them. And if you notice, the coin is outside. I will need to send the coin in. And then if you look at the size of this illustration, it's too large. I mean, I'm trying to create a pop-up model and not anything else. I'm trying to create a pop-up model. So what I need to do is reduce the size of the illustration to like 300, and then what I need to do is zoom out, and then I want the coin to be inside the wallet, right? I don't want the coin to show yet. The coin is going to show at some point, but I don't want it to show yet. So what I need to do is just, move the coin inside the wallet. But before I do that, I have to expand my scale my illustrations. So after scaling the illustration to the exact size I want, all I have to do is select my coin now. And once I select my coin, I am going to, send my coin into the wallet. So my coin is not going to show. Send it into the wallet and give it a pass-through of 0. I want the coin is in the wallet, right? But the pass-through is going to be 0. As you can see, I set my pass-through to 0 and select my illustration. All I want to do now is duplicate this illustration, this frame itself. So I select my illustration frame and I command D or Control D if you're using Windows. I'm using a Mac, so I'll majorly be using Command, Options, and Control in my instructions. So what I want to do now is I want to rotate this to, like, let's say 150 degree, or no, not 150. Let's rotate it to 180. 180 seems a lot better. 180 is a total flip of the original illustration which I created. Now I will duplicate this again, and let me pull this down so I'll make all of them in a vertical line. So I'm going to pull it down. Let me zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. So now in this one, I want to move the angle of this from 180 to, like, let's say 150. And does 150 work? I think 150 will work. Let's just leave it at 150. The angles I'm using here, I'm just using these angles just so you know, because I'm trying to create a jiggly effect. Now I duplicate that again and I move it downward so we can clearly see. And then I turn this to minus 150 degree. So the second one was second one was 150 degree, but this one is now minus 150. Then I duplicate this and then I now set this final one. I set the angle of the illustration. Remember, the illustration is inside the frame. I set this to 180, back to that, original, the very first duplicate that we made. So now all I want to do is, remember, my coin is in this illustration. I'm going to pull my coin out, set the pass-through to 100 so you can see it. So I've pulled my coin out, set the pass-through to 100, and then I send it outside, outside the entire frame. I have to send it outside the entire frame, and then I change the pass-through to 0. I first change the pass-through to 0, then you send your wallet out. I mean, you send the coin outside the entire illustration frame. So the coin is outside the illustration frame. All I have to do is select the old duplicates I've made, select, and then change them, create a component set out of them. A component set is basically a component variant in them. So the other duplicates I made, they automatically become variant. If you look at the right panel, you can see I'm getting an error that says conflicting name, because all the names are default. So I have to start changing the name. So I've changed the first one to 1, change the second one to 2, change the third one to 3, and change the last one to 4. These names don't matter, but I have to do that. Just, it is very normal as a designer that you know how to name your properties. You know how to give your components good properties. Now I want to create a prototype from the first to the second one. So I'm going to say after delay 500 milliseconds. I mean 300 milliseconds, not 500. After delay 300 milliseconds, and then I change it to Smart Animate Gen 2 800. Smart Animate Gen 2 800. First to the second one. Then from the second to the third one, what I'm going to do in the second to the third one, you remember the first one I'm using Gen 2 here. But in the second one, I won't be using Gen 2 anymore. I'll be using Bouncy. I'll be changing that after delay 300. And then I am going to change that again to Bouncy. Like I said, not Gen 2 this time, Bouncy. 800 milliseconds is fine. I can change it to 600, but let's leave it at 800. 800 is fine. So from the next one, I connect it again, change to after delay 300, the same milliseconds. We need to be consistent just to achieve that consistency in our animation movement. So I changed that from that to Bouncy 800, and this one takes the same interaction after delay 300 ms, Bouncy 800 ms, and then for the last one, I want this animation to repeat itself. So I'm going to select the last one and link it to the very first one just for this animation to repeat itself. So what it means is once the interaction gets to the last one, it goes back to the first one and starts all over again. That is why I'm interacting from the last one. So for this one, I'll be changing after delay 300, the same 300, but the only thing I'll be changing here is the interaction, which is I'll move from Smart Animate to Instant. So it's no longer Smart Animate, it's Instant. So I have successfully created this prototype. Now what we need to do is test our screens to see, to test our animation to see how it works. So I'm going to be showing you that now. So I've already created an authorized transaction screen and a modal where our animation is going to appear. I didn't do that in this tutorial just to save us time. I don't want this tutorial to take so much time, so you can always go and create that on your own, this transaction screen. So now remember, this user does not have a font and this user has inputted this transaction screen. All this user needs to do is click authorize, and then you can see the animation. It goes, flips to the left, flips to the right, the coin comes out. Flips again, flips to the left, flips to the right, the coin comes out. So that is how you create animations, this kind of animations using illustrations in the pack. This is just an example. I'll see if I can create more along the way, but I'll try to. And I'm sorry that I have disappeared from you guys for a while. I've been busy with a lot of projects, but right now I'll try to be consistent. So do not forget to share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of my videos. Thank you very much.